What up? This is Landon Sworts with theepicstorm.com, and we are back with another Legacy League on Magic Online. Alright, cool. So, the only thing different in this list from the list in the last video is we're cutting the copy of Passing Flames in the sideboard for a sideboard duress. We're already prepared for our first round, so let's jump into it. Okay, so the duress over Passing Flames is something that AJ Kerrigan has been pushing for the past year. We're at the point with the deck configuration where I actually feel like it fits the strategy. We're looking for really strong plan A's, and Wishable Discard kind of just increases our ability to get through with those plan A's rather than resorting to plan B of recycling all of our cards with Passing Flames. And Passing Flames just it's kind of hard to pull off in our deck. Just in the last video, I'm pretty sure you can quote me saying that I wouldn't, I plan on playing Passing Flames as long as we're playing 8 Rituals. But in all fairness, Chromox does kind of change things. Our deck is really not a Passing Flames deck to begin with, so definitely open to it. And I mean, I've gotten a 5-0 with this list and a 4-1 since. And that's actually the only leagues I've played with it. So, I mean, I'm definitely feeling pretty good about the configuration even without Passing Flames. So, alright. So we won the play, or we won the die roll, so we'll be on the play. This hand's okay. It's not perfect. Okay, so this opponent has some recent finishes in Legacy. In 2019, we have both Nick Fit and Grixis Death Shadow, with Grixis Death Shadow being the most recent deck played. They also, just last year, played Blue-White Control, so it looks like they're between Grixis Death Shadow, Nick Fit, and Blue-White Control. Cool, alright, well, this hand seems fine. Needs a little bit of help, but we have a lot of cantrips, so we'll probably be able to develop it. Alright. Let's lead off with Ponder. Okay. Let's brainstorm. Okay, so I feel like Verdant Catacombs could definitely be played in Grixis Death Shadow. It grabs the lands they need because of black, so... Alright, let's grab C. Let's ponder. Alright, so if the opponent comes at us with discard, they can take Burning Wish, or really maybe even Red Flame. But if they take the discard spell, we have another one on top of our deck. And if they take Burning Wish, we can try to assemble something else with Brainstorm, so I don't feel awful about being in that position. I wouldn't be surprised if the opponent was on, like, Golgari Depths, from what we've seen. But they could just be hiding blue and be holding a Force of Will. But Death Shadow is normally more aggressive, so... let's play out Lotus Petal. I'm not going to pay for a Spell Pierce here, but at least we're going to look like we could. Yep. Access to blue. Maybe it's I'm trying to think. I guess we'll see if this Thoughtseize makes it through. Okay, so the opponent, this is some sort of bug control. Okay. So let's see. It doesn't really matter what we take right now. I'm just trying to think about post board. So pretty much we're going to be going for goblins. So we hope they don't have Toxic Deluge on their deck, on top of their deck, but they would have to know that we were on the Epic Storm to make that play, which is fine if they did. I mean, they can look us up just like we look them up, so that's fine. I guess we're going to just take Snapcaster Mage. Cool. Alright, so we're going to make our goblins. Pass the turn to the opponent. And hopefully we've made enough that we'll have a 2-turn clock and be able to kill the opponent. So cool, yep. Alright. So the opponent could definitely be playing him to Torok. So whenever we run into that, we really want to bump up the number of cards we have in our deck that aren't just kind of vanilla or whatever. So basically what I mean by that is, alright, so Chromox, for instance, it by itself really isn't that great. And the same thing kind of with Mox Opal. So if you don't have access to a bunch of other resources, these cards are weaker. So just by the nature of him to Torok being a possible card from the opponent, we want to try to make sure our hands are filled with spells that are kind of more powerful individually. So Empty the Warrens is a huge pay. Oh, well, okay, by itself it's not, but drawing it early with rituals and being able to empty out before they can hymn to Torok us is pretty big. And casting multiple Empty the Warrens from low storm resources over a period of a game can edge the opponent out. So I feel pretty comfortable with this. We could be bringing in Duress, but Ponder's pretty good. In this matchup, if they are running him the Torok just to be able to rebuild. So we could just do this. I don't hate that idea. We could actually trim a Burning Wish and go up to 3. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Any of these things that we just talked about would have been fine. We're going to try this one just because I want to try it out. Cool, so just in a few seconds the opponent's going to be, yep, finished. We are loaded up and we're good to go. Alright, we're going to keep this hand. This is one of the sideboard copies of Empty the Warrens, by the way. I used the other art for the main deck copy. Great draw. Alright, let's just take their Strix. Because it's a blocker. Just in case they board wipe us, we'll set ourselves up to be able to ad nauseam next turn. Wait. No. It'll be 2 turns from now. But still. That's fine. Okay. It happens. Trying to just think if there's anything we could Burning Wish for this turn. Well, the opponent's certainly fighting back. Drawing a land and being able to Infernal Tutor for another Chromox would be pretty nice. Okay, little shardless action. All right. So we hope to draw a Ritual and just try to storm into our Tendrils in the sideboard. We draw an LED. That'd be great. Okay. Do they have counter magic? Excuse me. Okay, so they hit the fluster. It was a concern, but we had to go for it. Cool. All right, so no big deal. We played to our outs. We almost got there. So let's see. With what we have going on right now, I kind of, in like what we've seen from the opponent, I kind of want to throw the kitchen sink at them, in a way. So we know they have Leovold. We didn't see him. I mean, I imagine they are playing him. But Brainstorm's pretty bad against Leovold. Alright, let's try this. Okay, we're going to keep this. All right. We're going to start off with a Brainstorm. We should have put ad nauseum on top of our library as well. And I put the land there. I miscounted. I thought we needed to imprint. Oh, wait, we do. Never mind. We're doing this correct. Yeah. Because we need the ponder. So, we imprint ad nauseum here. Shove our goblins down and pass the turn. Okay. So the opponent has this turn and next turn to find an answer. Well, actually, they pretty much have this turn to find the answer and have to resolve the answer next turn, which could be as simple as just dropping an engineer explosives right now. Cool. All right. So we're 1-0. Let's jump back in the queue. We'll update the record section. This list feels really good. Cool, we're paired. Let's do it. Yeah, excuse me, sorry. My throat just gets super itchy when I talk for a little while. Okay, so this opponent plays a lot of Moto. Can't recall what they're on, but let's look them up real quick. I'm pretty sure they're going to have results. Maverick, Azorius Stoneblade, and Grixis Delver. Most recent one's Grixis Delver. Well, this hand's good, so we'll just keep it. Maybe a little Bant Blade. Okay. So we can make goblins this turn if we can brainstorm into an Infernal Tutor. I'm just trying to think if that's what we want to do. Because goblins might not be good enough if they have Stoneforge Mystic in their hand. Because we could play Badlands, hope they don't have Wasteland. Thoughtseize them and Brainstorm next turn. Which would let us Ad Nauseam. If they don't have Wasteland. Make goblins if they do. Let's Thoughtseize. They have Wasteland. But they also do have Stoneforge Mystic, so let's take the Mystic and see if they Wasteland us or play out the Knight. I'd imagine they Wasteland us. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Pride Mage isn't relevant if we can go off this next turn, but it is potentially relevant once they're able to untap. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's not do anything. Let's play our land and pass the turn to them. They're playing a clock. Alright. Alright, so we're 1 mana short of being able to Dark Petition ad nauseum with Burning Wish this turn. So let's brainstorm and see if we can fix that. Okay. Grab Volcanic. Yikes. Well, the opponent can probably bog us with Knight. Take us off Threshold once they untap with it. So I don't think Wishing Fork right now is good. Three, four, 6. Well, I guess we're just going to have to... I don't think we can race this, but... Past and Flames wouldn't be getting us out of this jam either. Main deck Tabernacle kills the Dream right here. So they'll probably block 2. They might block 3. Manland block. Oh, okay. Yep. Green sun for 2. We probably should have swung out. Maybe not. They can do some nasty stuff with knight in a turn. Never mind. We have to be playing defensive. We'll eat it. Okay, so I think we swing out. Oh man, I missed that. Scrub hour. Real scrub hour right here. They have to hit swords here, right? Okay, cool. All right. I was thinking they were gonna like grab another copy of Maze or something. You know what I mean? I don't know how what their exact configuration is. So, all right, I need to think for a second. Okay. Well, I would imagine that they have Tabernacle on their sideboard. Well, according to the last version they played of this deck, they don't. They're playing Zealous Persecution in the board. Oh, well, this isn't even the same deck, though. The version they're playing now has blue. Well, I guess we didn't see that. We just saw the Heritage Druid. Yeah. Sorry, just trying to think. Did I say Heritage Druid? I'm so funny. Noble Hierarch. Jeez, Landon. Wow. That's embarrassing. Well, it's not that really. It's fine. But yeah, not Heritage Druid. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, Noble Hierarch, rather. Alright. So let's see. Let's Trim Duress. Make the swap for Echoing Truth. Alright. We'll try to get there. If they run Tabernacle, they run Tabernacle. Keep. I guess we probably should have grabbed Volcanic in case this fails. I was thinking about Wasteland, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that we were going to be imprinting Chrome Mox Black. But I don't know. So we have enough here that instead of going for Ad Nauseam, we could make 16 Goblins and Burning Wish for our sideboard copy of Empty the Warrens. Just because we are down to 2 Lotus Petal and 3 Chrome Mox in the deck, with all the Empty the Warrens, it might not be a bad idea. We've already played our land. But, I mean, the opponent could get, like, whatever their sideboard hate for Goblins is online pretty fast. You know what, let's just do Ad Nauseam and see if we can pull it off. It's definitely possible. It's a risky one, but we might get there. I think we will. Okay. So we don't have to go all the way down. If we can make enough Goblins that we can swing in one turn, and maybe even Point of Duress in that same turn, I'm fine with doing that. So this isn't so bad so far. All we need is a Lion's Eye Diamond now. So we pretty much got there. Let's see if we can hit a Thoughtseize before we get down to 4. Okay, so we can just stop here. Okay, well, a lot of questions left to be answered. So it definitely appears that this is just like Maverick, and it doesn't have blue. It's not Bant, even though Noble Hierarch does produce blue. It doesn't look like that's what this deck's going for. So there's a lot of questions left unanswered with this. But yeah, we're just gonna finish the opponent off. Cool. All right. So we got there. We're 2-0. Let me adjust our record section. And once again, thanks for bearing with me muting the mic and coughing here and there. My throat just gets so agitated, like so easy. Especially like, I don't know, I'm staying up a little bit late to play tonight, just because I mean, I felt fine, but I'm not tired, but you know what I mean. Just out of my normal sleep schedule, so my body's a little bit fatigued. If I'm being completely honest with myself. All right, cool. So we're paired for our round number 3. Yeah, this hand seems good. Let's see what the opponent's on. I mean, I keep this hand pretty much against anyone. So I don't really know what you're supposed to ask from a hand, even in a bad matchup. This hand seems like a good start. Pretty sure we're going to play our Bloodstained Mire, so might as well do that. Team of full. All right, so no tournament results. All right, let's imprint Ponder. You know what? Maybe it's better to imprint Brainstorm. We just need a Lion's Eye Diamond. So normally here I would imprint Ponder and Brainstorm. But because we're looking for exactly Lion's Eye Diamond to combo with Goblins, I want 4 looks. So let's play Ponder. Okay, we didn't find it, but that's not really a big deal. And grab our Swamp and point Thoughtseize at the opponent now. It's possible next turn that we'll just play out our Lotus Petals and force ourselves to get Hellbent. Alright, so what's going on here? We got Thoughtseize. What is this card? Alright, so we're going to take Thoughtseize. Imagine we get a therapy pointed at us here. Yeah. We have some pretty good hits on our hand. So, I mean, like, they could name Lotus Petal, they'd hit too if they did. But they're most likely will name Infernal Tutor, it's the most common one, and then they'll hit Infernal Tutor, and then we don't have it. Yeah. Is what it is. I don't think we're in a bad position. We're just playing top deck. We're going to play these Lotus Petals out and feel fine. We'll probably just draw Ad Nauseam next turn. I'm joking, but... it could happen. We could have shuffled. Obviously, that's why we played Ponder in the first place, to find Lion's Eye Diamond. But I felt like because we were going to have it looked like we'd be able to get Hellbent naturally, that it didn't seem like against an unknown opponent, getting a Thoughtseize off on the first turn was a bad idea. Because we could have gotten locked out with a Chalice, or the opponent could have had counter magic. You know, we really didn't know what they were on. Alright, so we want to get this Lion's Eye Diamond nice and safe out in play. So this deck's really cool that they're on. They're playing Zombie Bombardment. I didn't recognize it initially just because, I mean, this card's newer or whatever. But this deck's sweet. This is probably one of my favorite decks in Legacy, even though it's like a fringe deck. I want to say that I'd play it, but realistically, I'm just a Storm player. Before I got into Legacy, I played Control. And a little bit of, like, Tempo. But I've always kind of just been a sucker for really cool synergies, especially with Cabal Therapy. So this deck's really sweet to me. I like all the graveyard play. This card's sick. When the deck first came around, this card wasn't a thing. I imagine this deck's better now that Deathrite Shaman's not in the format either. I mean, they were playing Deathrite Shaman when it was legal, but the deck came around before Deathrite Shaman was even a thing. So it existed before Deathrite Shaman, so I believe it can exist without. And especially because I think Deathrite Shaman not being around is better for it. Okay. We're kind of just at the mercy of the top of our deck. Pretty sure their hands are just lands. Well, I mean, I guess they were able to discard off of Faithless Looting. Whatever. If we don't take it, it's just going to get taken from us. Yeah. I'm excited to try to set up our post-board configuration for this match. I'm probably going to bring in Tormod's Crypt. It's hard to say what they're running in the sideboard. I feel like Empty the Warrens would be fine in this matchup. I mean, they might be playing sweepers of some sort. It's just their creatures are somewhat susceptible to them as well. Although their creatures recur, so I guess sweepers don't really matter. So... Hmm. Alright, we lose. That's fine. Alright. So Thoughtseize isn't good in this matchup. Tormod's Crypt kind of is. Don't mind another copy of Empty the Warrens. I'm wondering if we want Echoing Truth over Duress. We'll just run it like this. Alright, well, we'll keep this. I guess we're kind of fine with whatever they take. It's too bad they had discard. We drew... Well... No. 1, 2... We were only making 10 goblins that turn. Regardless, but... Alright, so we're going to save Tormod's Crypt for our turn. Well, that was certainly a good hit. I guess we could have played out Tormod's Crypt. Maybe they'll flash it back on Tormod's Crypt instead. That seems like we should have played out Crypt. We should have played out Crypt to play around Therapy, 100%. But hey, you want to know what? I haven't played against this deck in years, and I'm really not the best when it comes to playing matchups I have low reps in. Like me, I kind of need to get a few reps in against a deck before I'm really down against it. So this is a really big learning experience for me, and I'm excited to see this deck. I hope other people pick it up. I love this deck. Oh wow, this is tight. What a nice tech. Bridge from Below is sweet. Yeah, this deck's cool. They can pretty much just take Tormod's Crypt, and we can't really try to make goblins because Volcanic Spray's in the graveyard, so... No complaints. I'm fine with losing here. Like, I'd love to show you guys like an awesome match where I just like crushed them, but realistically, like I do need reps when it comes to like playing against decks. So I don't see this deck a ton. So losing to it, I'm not too upset because I literally look at it as like a learning process. Okay, so they decided to take our wish. back in the day, I had trouble beating this deck as well. But I mean, it's partially because I didn't get a lot of reps against it. Alright, I think it's good to get our Lotus Petal out, and we're going to play out our Tormod's Crypt. Okay. Okay. Not a bad draw. That's not quite as hot, but is what it is. I really wonder how this deck's matchups are across the format. I'm not really so good at that. Just because I feel like I don't know the deck's full potential or whatever. You know what I mean? If it's in the hands of a good pilot, I wonder how its matchups are. It's just a sweet deck. It just does cool things. Well, they're going to get that anyways. I wasn't thinking. I just messed up really hard. Ugh. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about Phyrexian Tower. Is what it is. I mean, I guess that's how that works. Whatever. It is. It's what it is. Sorry. Excuse me. It is what it is. Let's just not be upset. We're not in really the best position, anyways. Those are going to resolve regardless. So I guess they have what they have as far as their 2/2s. Phyrexian Tower is really good. I don't have a lot of experience playing Tormod's Crypt. I have less than 100 matches with it. I personally don't really feel comfortable with a list until I'm over 100 matches, so I'll definitely be getting better and watching what I should be doing with Crypt. Alright, well, let's rip their yard in response to that. All right. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And we'll have access, if they don't hit us with discards, which they're going to, we'll have access to 5, 6 mana. All right, we lost. Not a big deal. So that wasn't the prettiest game by any means, but we got 2-0'd. Like I said, though, whatever. I try not to get upset when I don't have a ton of experience against something because I just know how I work, and whatever. If that deck becomes a thing, I'll get more reps, and I definitely will put an effort into getting reps against it after running into it. Not let that be the way things play out if I meet it again soon. Interesting, though. That deck's really cool. Sloppy play on my part. Definitely should have had more focused game plans. Gotta calm my pants down with that Phyrexian Tower with our crypt for sure. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. We're just gonna stay positive and keep going, try to finish strong with a 4-1. Yeah, I mean, that's a total of 2 times I've lost with this list, and the list I was playing before this with the Past in Flames in this slot of Duress. I think I only lost like 2 times of that total, so my win percentage currently is pretty high, so I really don't have much room to really be crying about not winning every single match. Like, I need to tighten up my play for sure, but whatever. It's all about learning, right? That's why we're here. Like, literally, these are supposed to be educational. Like, even if I make mistakes, you guys are learning from the mistakes. And I actually would really appreciate, so we were paired, but it looks like that didn't go through. I really appreciate you guys giving me feedback, popping in the comments. Tell me how you guys think I should board in that matchup. You know what I mean? Like, how should I have boarded? Tell me how I should have sequenced things different. If I should have mulliganed differently or whatever. In my plays, like, let me know. I'm not, I don't know. I definitely appreciate constructive criticism. I just feel like that there's not really much way to get better. So I appreciate you guys checking out these videos. So do me a solid, you know what I mean? And get at me. Let me know what you guys think. And just things I can improve on because I'm always looking to get better. So thank you. All right, we lost the die roll. But we are at least in our round 4. So take it one match at a time, but I'm pretty sure we can finish pretty strong with a 4-1. I feel really confident in this list, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like winning after a large sample size, I have a pretty good feeling that after a large sample size, it wouldn't be too hard to have a very high 60% win percentage with this list. Like, maybe even close to 70%. I'm not even kidding. I like legitimately think this list is so good. This hand looks great. It's not perfect, but it's definitely really good. We'll see what the opponent does on their first turn, and if we can't figure out what they're on, we'll look them up. Floated Strand. Could really be anything. So, blue-white, it could be Miracles. I guess we should... I mean, I know we've already started doing things, but why don't we just see if they have any recent tournament finishes? Okay, so they have one report. It's with a 4-color mid-range deck. Actually, very interesting build, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know when that's from. It's from 2017. Okay. Trying to think how much we value Thoughtseize on this turn. So this might be somewhat risky, but I'm actually going to imprint Rite of Flame and not one of the other discard spells. Rite of Flame will give us more mana next turn, but if the opponent is a permission-heavy deck like Miracles, a second piece of discard could end up potentially be the difference between winning and losing the game. So, based on that merit alone, I want to preserve another copy for us. Okay, so since the opponent's unknown, let's go with Thoughtseize in case they have a creature in their hand that is important. Okay, so they go for force right off the bat, pitching Jace. Certainly makes me wonder what's in their hand. We might just get a counterbalance dropped on us turn 2. And if that's the case, it is what it is. Looks like counterbalance to me. Yep. All right. Well, let's just see if we can get this brainstorm through. If we can get this brainstorm through, if their top of library is on a 3-mana spell or a 0-mana spell, and we can find a Burning Wish off of this brainstorm, I'll go for a low number of goblins and try to just get there. But we'll see. This has to get through first. Okay. So it's on 2 mana. So we won't be able to Burning Wish. Alright, well, we're definitely going to take Portent. They managed to get Jace, I'll concede, because I don't think we're going to be able to get through Jace controlling the top of their library. Okay. In my opinion, we're still alive. We need to draw Infernal Tutor. See what the top of their library is. We could have let them keep that, but if they draw a Brainstorm, I want them to have less cards to put back. They're not going to get Brainstorm this turn, obviously, but like the next turn, for instance. Just having that not in their hand makes it so if we were to draw Infernal Tutor, they're not guaranteed to have a 2-mana spell with Brainstorm to put on top for counterbalance. Heart of the cards. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay, well, we can try to go for it here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Past in Flames wouldn't have gotten us out of this either. I don't think that 6 goblins will be able to race a mentor being able to cast multiple spells a turn. It's just like Brainstorm will be easy for them to find. They could potentially find Flusterstorm or Force of Will or Counterspell if we just grab Dark Petition now and go next turn. It's their token reproduction is renewable, where ours just is not. So, where we get 6... But I think we have to do that. I think we have to take the window that we have. And I don't think we can... I just think we have to try. I don't like this at all, but... I think it's way too low of Storm. But we have them down to 0 cards in hand. And that Brainstorm next turn kind of starts their wheels turning again. Okay. So they're shuffling the Brainstorm. Still a Brainstorm. Really wish we could just generate one more Storm, but we don't have a way to do it. So... Oh, sorry, I thought I clicked off the mic. I didn't want you guys to hear me cracking my neck like a gross slob. Whatever. My apologies. Literally thought that but I didn't. Just kind of get stiff sitting here. Alright, so we're going to keep our swamp back in our hand just to make them think that we maybe have something. Imagine that they're just taking that. Interesting. I thought they were going to Brainstorm and put up blockers. Okay. Well, that works. If I was them, I'd be trying to get Jace online, so I would Brainstorm right here just to get Jace in my hand and put a 1-mana spell on top of my library to counter our Ponder. Once you get Jace and counterbalance out, you just start pulling ahead with this deck. Especially they have 1 accumulated knowledge in the yard already, so like getting Jace and then just tripping into those, they could be back with a whole new hand. Imagine they're going to brainstorm. And this is where it's going to be tough. They very easily are going to have an answer to our ad nauseum. I was just trying to think if we want to do ad nauseum or empty the warrens. I think we'll do ad nauseum. So maybe next turn, because the ad nauseum will probably get countered by something they drew. I doubt they have 5 on top of their library unless it's Force of Will, and it just makes sense because they don't have a blue card to pitch. So cool, put Force of Will on top. But I think the ad nauseum from us is pretty predictable. But we'll see. Okay. Just to keep them from being able to flash in a Snapcaster and then kill us next turn. Oh, crap. I sequenced that like an idiot. We could have had more mana there. I was thinking... That was stupid. That was on me. That was on me. I sequenced that like a complete idiot. All right. All right, so the play I like the most here is to just cast Empty the Warrens itself. Play out the Lines of Diamond. Cool. All right. Oh, yeah, that was a long game. We got the game won. We fought through it. It was really tough. But we got there. That Mox Opal misclick on me. Ugh. Cut it out, Landon. That was corny too. All right. Let's do this thing. So we can trim a Mox. Trim 2 Ponders. Bring in 2 Hope. A copy of Duress. Trim a Burning Wish to make it another Empty the Warrens. Part of me would rather cut, to be honest with you. Part of me wants to cut the Swamp. Instead of the Chrome Mox. I'm just going to take a second and think before we move forward. All right, yeah, let's do this. So we got to play pretty quick because that was a really long game one. And we ate up a lot of clock by tanking and, well, also just playing through a counterbalance the entire game. I mean, they didn't do too much, right? Like, they just answered our discard spell, then got their creature out, but we were able to try to race them, and then they wiped the board, got out Jace, but we ended up edging through. Alright, let's keep this one. This hand can make goblins on turn 2, protected by Hope of Gearper. If we were to draw Infernal Tutor or Burning Wish, drawing Empty the Warrens or Ad Nauseam would also be great for next turn. So we're probably just going to jam Hope. Yeah, this hand's not bad. Alright, so I doubt they're playing Daze. I don't want to run into it, but I definitely want to save our Storm in case we have to race what's its face? The 3-mana token producer. Alright, so we just got to rip hot. Okay. Cool, whatever. I mean, we didn't have it. I think the opponent's probably super frustrated they didn't win game 1, to be honest with you. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm not about to give up just because someone has counterbalance. I mean, really, they don't have you locked until they have Jace and the balance. If you can keep them from being able to cantrip, right, and you're kind of just clever about the way you do things. I ate up a lot of clock in that game 1, but it's whatever. Always feels good to beat Miracles, regardless of what goes down. Yeah, I would imagine they must have just boarded out all the removal, and then they saw Hope, and they were like, well, how do I beat that? If they don't have balance in their hand, that's fair. I mean, we needed to draw well. We needed to draw one of our payoff spells, but we had mana to go. Alright, so we are joining our last match for the night. Let's see if we can finish strong with this 4-1. It's unfortunate we lost to the Zombie Bombardment deck, but it was really cool to see it, and I think I was able to learn a lot. I'm excited to play against that deck again. Alright, this hand's not bad. It's very close to being able to combo, at least with Empty the Warrens. Maybe not for a huge amount, but 10 isn't always necessary depending on the opponent. So let's just do a quick Google search and see if there's any recent finishes from our opponent. There are. Let's see. Anything Legacy? Legacy Sneak and Show. 2018, but hey, it still could be... That could be relevant. So this hand isn't quite as hot against Sneak and Show. We are on the draw, though. If we drew a ritual and some discard, I think this hand can do it. Even if it is sneak and show, I mean, let's try it. It's a little bit of a loose keep, but we don't know for sure. The last finish that they had was like a year ago, right? So we don't know certainly that they're on sneak and show. And this hand's fine. Although the basic island, that looks like sneak and show. Okay. So, I think we have to respect, if it is sneak and show, respect their turn 2 power of just island, ancient tomb, or city of traders, show and tell, or island, ancient tomb, city, 2 lotus petals, sneak attack, push a dude through. And I mean, they can brainstorm around this, or they can spell pierce it and still be able to stop us. But I do think we should respect their ability to combo us on turn 2 if it is show and tell, and point a duress at them. Brainstorm or spell pierce. Daze. That's okay. We pointed that to try to clear the coast or slow the opponent down. And certainly that does slow the opponent down unless they were... Yeah, no Lotus Petal, so... Unless they were to go Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb. Sneak and Show doesn't always play Daze, so this might not be Sneak and Show. Let's brainstorm. See if we can find a Dark Ritual. Huh. Alright, well, I definitely respect their ability to combo us. So, we'll point more discard at them. I actually really like to draw a discard again next turn. Okay, so it was this maybe mono blue Delver. All right. We'll ponder. If this is mono blue Delver, they could potentially be running they could be potentially running Stifle as well. Point duress at the opponent. Okay, so it's blue-red. They just haven't shown us a red source. They didn't have fetch land, so it looks like they just drew their islands. Okay, well, we certainly are going to take force here. We're going to be aggressive. Absolutely. I think we were looking for discard there, but it doesn't really matter. We think we got this this next turn. Well, maybe not. It might be 2 turns because they can make their tokens and stuff, but I don't see us losing this one. It's going to be pretty cool because I think that they're going to tap out to try to answer our goblins. And we have a Burning Wish in hand with a Dark Ritual. So I think we're going to be able to Dark Ritual. We'll see how much gets through. Okay, so they're going to let... So they're at 3, so we can do it. That's cool. Cool. All right. So we got game 1 of round 5. So let's try to finish this out. Close them out. Close them out. All right. So against Delver with this configuration, I really like to do this. This feels very good. I like 3 tutors, 3 wishes, 3 empty the warrens, 3 ponder. It seems like nice proportions there. With a full flushed out 8 discard. Our full cantrip suite is 7, so it's not even like we're not giving. Excuse me. It's not like we're giving up much in that department because cantrips really are trying to find more, find a payoff spell or mana, and well, we have a lot of artifacts in all of our rituals, so mana is really not a problem. Just by having. Yeah, just by having this dense of a configuration, we'd probably be able to hit a payoff spell, so I feel pretty good about this. I mean, we definitely could leave Duress in the sideboard, this copy, but I don't know. I like hands that have Dark Ritual, discard, and empty the warrens in them, so a higher probability of having a discard spell in my hand is pretty nice. Yeah, so this hand is almost a little sketchy, but we're absolutely going to keep it. We pretty much just hope that we don't get spell pierced or dazed on our Chrome Mox, which could certainly happen, but this hand has a lot of potential. We literally just need an Infernal Tutor. So we just really hope we don't get dazed, which we might. We're going to point Thoughtseize in case the best card to take from them is a young Pyromancer. We don't really want to be pushing out our life against them. See? Oh. And then that got dazed. So we didn't even lose the life from it. So that's fine. I'm not even going to lie. If we just drew a land that could produce blue, I would be completely fine with trying to combo off the top of our library with Ponder Blind. I'd go for it. It's yet to be seen if I'll get that opportunity, though. Not hitting our land. Chromox is a good draw now, though, because we have a blue card doing print on it. I wonder what's in the opponent's hand. Probably a lot of permission, right? Well, that was a pretty good draw. They might have an Abrade. And if that's the case, I want to play out this LED first. So we can activate Mox Opal to Brainstorm. Well, you know what? I said I would do it if we got in this position. So, although it's possible they have a lot of permission in their hand. That could be very overzealous. Although this does beat Daze, but they probably have Force of Will and a Spell Pierce, or Force of Will and a Flusterstorm. Okay. So that draws out Spell Pierce, which is actually pretty big. Alright, let's tap for this for blue. Let's Brainstorm. Oh, we could have went for it. We could have done it. But they might have permission in their hand, so it's like definitely way more sketchy. Although I guess, you want to know what? I guess we still can, because we have a Ponder and LED. It's just not blind. Okay, well, that's going to shuffle our library now. So, it's not on top. But we're so close that if we hit Burning Wish, we can Tendrils them. So I'm just going to grow a pair. Super lucky, but and maybe they have a board wipe. But we found our way through the combo turn. So maybe they have a board wipe. But we got to force them to have it. Awesome. Cool. So let's just go over the deck again real quick before I depart from you. Go over our results. We'll just go over the results real quick first. Okay, so we dropped a game round 1. And then we lost match 3 to Zombie Bombardment. But like I said when we played that matchup, you know, it's one of those matchups I don't have a lot of reps against. So it's hard for me to be too upset. And I mean, I'm being very redundant because I definitely said this a bunch. But, like, whatever, even if I didn't play perfect, I'm, like, happy that I had that matchup just for the sake of having it to learn. I'm going to go back and watch it, and I really, like, if you guys could, please pop in to the comments on the YouTube page, and let's talk about that match. Let's talk about what I could have done different to win, what my different options were, what we liked and what we didn't like, what we should do moving forward in that matchup, just in case it ends up being a popular matchup, because I think it's cool. But yeah, so we dropped a game in the first one, but in the first match. But other than that, and the, you know, sloppy game 3, or match 3 rather, we played pretty well. And I'm definitely happy with the list. So right now that means I've played this this list, or right, this list I've played through 1, 2. Okay, so I think this is the 4th league I've played this deck. I have not gone 3-2 with it. I've only gone 4-1 or 5-0 with it. So there's only 1 5-0 in the other one, so there's 3 losses with this list total out of 5, 10, 15, 20. Lost 5 out of 20, so that's 75, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just doing math on my head, and I'm bad. So, like, if it's not, just laugh at me, and we'll move on. And then I got with a list that's only 2 cards. There was only 1 card different. That was just the Past in Flames over Duress in the sideboard. That would be another 2 4-1s. So that's only so that's only 5 losses, essentially, out of 6 leagues. So that's really not bad. I feel good about the list. And so once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We got the 4-1. And yeah, I don't know. Until next time, keep storming.